different people, different organizations in the community making a difference. And why in the world is Greg Rokisky with the Michigan Association of School Boards wearing a uniform outfit? Greg, first of all, thanks for taking time out. And what are you doing?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I know it's quite unusual, probably for some people, but I think just where we're at in these times, people can use a little bit of silly, right?
Absolutely. And I know you're using that, silly, to really reach out to people that you work with in unique ways. So you guys are having a virtual Spirit Week each week, correct?
Absolutely, yes. So it's an initiative as part of our culture committee at MASB. So, we got the notice from our executive director around March 12th that we are going to be shifting to a work from home environment. And so for some of us, I would consider MASB a very flexible place in terms of remote work, but shifting a staff of nearly 30 who we service school districts, we're on the move to 100% remote can be quite a change. And so the culture committee that we started at MASB last year, we moved kind of our HR committee that was responsible for some of our events and whatnot, and we shifted that into a culture committee to focus more globally on the culture at MASB. And so thank goodness. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was going to say, for people who aren't associated or don't know what the Michigan Association of School Boards is, enlighten us a little bit.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, we have our school boards for every district in Michigan. And if you're unfamiliar or either familiar with a school board seat, they are elected in Michigan. And so these are elected officials. And when they step into these roles, some people may have never served in a volunteer board role position. Some people may have never served on a board, period. And so really what we do, we're a member association. So once you're elected as a school board member to your district, as long as your district is a member of MASB, you're automatically a member. And so we offer strategic planning services, superintendent search services. So if you have a superintendent leave and you need to hire a new one, districts can elect to choose MASB to help with that. We also offer a ton of events, resources, publications, really just to set you up for success as a school board member in your seat. Because it can be overwhelming. A lot of people think it's just one meeting a month, but it's much, much more than that. It takes a lot of patience, working together with your fellow board members and your superintendent, really, because at the end of the day, what they're there for is the students. And so if you think of the staff who are in this role to help set board members up for success, we take on a heavy role, even when we're not in the middle of a pandemic, right?
Right, absolutely. And you need school board members right now. I mean, you need people to run for these offices, right?
Yeah, and we actually need them more so than we have in past. So around 2014, the legislature changed to moving school board elections from May every year to November of general election years. And what we saw is that we were seeing a lot of districts come election time, school board seats were going unfiled for. And so if you think about that, they weren't just going unopposed. No one was filing to run for certain seats across the state. And so MASB launched our Get On Board campaign in 2016. And so this is really geared around educating folks that there is a need. So if they feel compelled to give back to the community in a certain way, but are unsure how, running for a school board seat, we really want those civic-minded individuals, people who are involved in the business community, all walks of life, to consider running for these seats because it's just so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, getting back to the costumes a little bit, because you guys, as you said, you've been having fun with this. You sent in some pictures, and so I'm going to show. There's Shelly.
Yeah. Yes, that is our Director of Communications, PR and Marketing, Shelly Davis-Boyd. And so this was our actual very first Spirit Day, virtual Spirit Day, and this was Hat Day. And so what we did, we at the culture committee came up with some ideas for each day, and then we posted them in our internal communications. And then we had people snap some photos to go with the theme each day and send them in. And so this next one here is Stacy Bogard. And so I believe this was Glam Day. And so we dressed to the nines, and most of us, I think I took my picture that day because I was in a jacket that was a little too snug. I took mine off, but Stacy, I think, rocked it the entire day. It was wonderful.
We have someone else here. LaShondra?
Yes, this is DeShandria, yes. So she's with our government relations team. And I think this was accessory day. So she got her ears, her earmuffs, all of the pins that she could find, her feminist shirt, and threw them on. It was awesome.
And then Whitney, right?
Whitney, yes. She's with our leadership and executive search services team and her little special guests. And I believe this one was also part of our accessory day. So we wanted it to be light, just a moment in the morning to let loose and be a little silly. And so this is Kent. We, of course, had to have Rep Your Team Day. And so he was repping Go Green, the Spartans.
Good. Well, you guys are having a lot of fun, it sounds like.
Yes, and what we've added on top of this, so at the end of each week, we do this in the morning and people can post their photos throughout the day. And then every Friday we've been doing a 4 to 5 virtual happy hour, just so we can connect as a staff. Because even though it's interesting, we talk so much more as a collective staff, we don't see a lot of people. And so what we do is we take that end of the day on Friday and connect as our staff of almost 30.
You told me that you were connecting with people that you haven't really connected with before.
Yes, it's so interesting. So I think we get in the habit when we are in our office and we get into our routines. We have the normal people who swing by, or we just have those projects that allow us to talk to more people over others. But really what this has been is an equalizer. And I think just being able to be a keyboard stroke away of talking to anyone in our department has really brought us closer together. And I think that's also really the goal of this and everything that the culture committee has done to really just give us that sense of teamwork, collaborative, and levity when everything's going on.
Absolutely. One of the comments is there's a person out there who says that they might have somebody that they know who would be a good candidate to run for a school board. So we're going to put the website on the screen. It's scrolling there, but maybe you could say the website out again.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is all part of our Get On Board campaign, which is part of the Michigan Association of School Boards. But what we're doing is, as we're launching and hosting town hall events, hopefully when things are lifted and we get to a sense of new normalcy, we offer these educational opportunities. We post how to file if you're hoping to campaign for a school board seat, all of that information on this website, getonboardmi.masb.org. And that's a really great website just about running for school board seats. And then there's links on there to get back to the MASB website as well.
Well, I love what you're doing. Especially during this pandemic, we hear lots of bad news, but you're having fun with your employees, and we need that extra relief, especially right now. Plus, you have a good message out there that we need people to run for school board. So thank you for taking time out, and thank you for wearing your unicorn outfit. I love it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Your team rocks. We'll see you. And of course, we've got the website out there again. Just one more time, tell the website.
Yes, it's getonboardmi.masb.org.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you, everyone.